Now then, guys, Quinn's Dude here, back on the Rad Music Chat channel. Thank you very much for joining once again. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. That will let you know whenever we upload new content. And if you could hit a like on this video as well, that'd be great. So today's video, we're putting it under the banner of Rad Reviews. Someone who's been with the channel since day one calls this their favourite album ever, and wondered if I would do a quick video on it, so I couldn't resist that challenge. So the artist is one that really is kind of up there with Bono and Sting as being someone that really divides opinion. I'm talking, of course, about Phil Collins and his third album, No Jacket Required. The third solo album by Collins, and was released in 1985. And the genres attached to it are pop, rock, and dance rock as well. Following on from Face Value and Hello, I Must Be Going from 81 and 82 respectively, No Jacket Required was Collins' reaction to those albums being quite downbeat, and he wanted to make something that was, for the most part, well, he wanted to make a dance record, was what he was quoted as saying, and something that was a lot more upbeat. This is Collins's most successful solo record, and has actually sold 25 million copies to date worldwide. Interestingly enough, there was a school of thought back in the 80s when artists of Collins' stature were selling millions upon millions of copies of albums. The school of thought was often that these major label blockbuster albums, other than the singles, there wasn't really any real quality to it and a lot of filler. And I'm loath to say it, but No Jacket Required for me really does fall into this category. Let's talk about the highs on it being the singles. So the album opens with the really well-known track Sussudio. Now Sussudio is interesting. It's you know, this isn't an 80s sort of dance rock record, so it sounds like that. A lot of it sounds very synthesized, very synthetic, and apparently the horns aren't, but they're processed and chopped to a point where they're really snappy. And Sussudio, I mean, it's not gonna win, you know, the most meaningful song ever. It's a pop rock song designed to get people dancing. So funnily enough, Sussudio is Phil Collins actually came up with the name Sussudio when he was just actually writing the vocal lines to this song and trying to fill it with, like a lot of songwriters do, where they fill it with more sort of enunciations and sounds before they have lyrics. And he had Sussudio for the chorus, and then thought, oh well, that's actually quite a cool name, so decided to write it about a fictitious girl. We also have the very pretty ballad One More Night that again everyone knows, even if they don't think they know it. I don't think there would have been a school dance, or any kind of dance for that matter, in the second half of the 80s and probably most of the 90s, where this a large percentage of them would have been the last song of the night. Third single was Billy Don't Lose My Number, which is Collins has even explained he's not entirely sure what it's actually about, but it's a driving pop rock song, and is really enjoyable, to be honest. It's got that really 80s synthetics bass sound as well, driving right through it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. The fourth and final single from No Jacket Required is actually the last track on the album as well, Take Me Home. Take Me Home has a really hypnotic sort of circular rhythm to it. Kind of a bit like an In the Air Tonight, but a little bit more, well, less wistful. But it's an interesting track as well, because it's features Peter Gabriel, which of course we know that Gabriel left Genesis and Collins replaced him as the vocalist in the band. So perhaps going slightly against the theory that I mentioned about this being one of those albums where only the singles are any good, the best track for me is Long Long Way to Go, which is track 2 on the album. This wasn't released as a single, and I think is head and shoulders above everything else on this album. Gorgeous track. Socio-political lyrics talk about how that, you know, you're dealing with everyday things that, you know, and whilst there's really bad things happening to other people, and it talks about being able to just turn off the TV and, you know, make these things go away. Now Sting provides backing vocals on this song. Now, regardless of what you think of Sting as the man, Sting's voice is always welcome in my eyes, and this chorus, it's hard to imagine this chorus without his voice, because it just adds so much to it. When it comes to music, I pride myself on having a really quite strong attention span, which is why I can, you know, do something like this. And the non-singles and except Long Way to Go that I just spoke about, I just struggled, even with a conscious effort, to be like, I'm going to listen to these tracks now. I just found me going back to the start several times to get something from them, because they were just washing right over me and not leaving any kind of impression, like Only You Know and I Know, I Don't Want to Know, Who Said I Would, Doesn't Anybody Stay Together Anymore. I mean, wow, these are, for me, just the definition of filler tracks. So guys, that's it. No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. When this is good, it's really good, really enjoyable, and quite a lot of fun as an album. When it's not so good, it's bad. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the suggestion. You know who you are. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. Stay rad.